contrast Islamic while it's making it between reality and unreality. And probably we'll stop at that, inshallah, for today. So the distinction between, or the meaning of appearance, there are more than one meaning, obviously. And I didn't mean meaning, but usage of appearance. And one usage is that, what appears can be deceptive, especially if you treat it to be the reality or the only reality, or as the truth, or if you treat appearances without their due context, then they can be deceptive. But what I want to say is the appearance, this is just one usage of appearance, and this usage is also, it's present in epistemology and metaphysics and all that, in philosophy as a whole as well, and in psychology. But there are other usage. It doesn't have that connotation. In that usage, appearance is contrasted with reality. And in a way, appearance as well as reality is part of reality. And appearance can, in that context, just mean how there is reality present itself to us. And in that sense, appearance is part of reality. It is not deceptive, unless you treat it as if your perception of reality exhausts all the dimensions of reality. Then it can become deceptive. But what I'm saying is that's not the only usage. And more appropriate usage in this context, the context where the appearance of reality is that appearance is as reality appears to me or to you or to us as a group or to us as a human being. So the context is always, varying, and it can, contract as well as it can widen. So that's the basic point I wanted to make, really. So, for example, when Kant makes the distinction between appearance and reality, he's one of the important philosophers who have made that distinction. Another I have already mentioned, which is Plato. So there's the world in which we live, normally the world of senses and human reason and body and soul combined. And there's the world which we perceive only through our soul or our reason, and that is the world of form or the world of ideas. And in our existence, these two worlds mingle, the world of soul and the world of body. And our world is world of appearance, not in the sense of deception, but it is a reflection of reality as it is from our perspective, or the way it presents itself to us, for example. And there's a similar view, and Kant obviously was hugely influenced by Plato. His debt to Aristotle is obvious, but his debt to Plato is not always obvious. And I think, although Kant comes from a Aristotelian tradition, in a way, through rationalism of German philosophers of Enlightenment, German rationalism, in which Kant grew up philosophically, but his real sympathies lie with Plato. And that's where we can say thing in itself, the distinction between thing in itself and phenomena, or what's the word he used, is basically, in a way, reformulation of the Platonic distinction between the world of form, so the world of reason, and the world of soul, and the world of senses, and the world of body, etc. Okay. So Kant is one of the philosophers who makes the distinction, and Plato is obviously the one of the first. And obviously there are other philosophers. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to the text.